Hello friends, this is Wendy, and I have been asked to make a prototype for a Mother's Day gift for the women in our church. And what they want is a little booklet that can go in their purse. They'll have some quotes. And, oh, by the way, the people who are going to put these together is the youth of our church, and this includes, wait for it, 11-year-old boys. Now, I had 4 sons, so I know a little bit about 11-year-old boys. Yeah, so this is going to be an easy project that anyone could do. I'm going to start with paper because it's all about the paper. So, for example, this paper is called single-sided paper. Why? Single-sided pattern paper. Why? Well, because the other side is not printed on. Now, if you were going to make this into a book, I'm not going to crease it hard because, it's my paper. These are just my scraps, but, if you were to make this into a book, this would be printed and this page here would not be. And this would be printed and this page would not be. And one of the things that was mentioned is that they didn't want any plain paper. Now, for me, if this was for me, or if I was even making this as a gift, and if I was going to use this paper or something like it, that wouldn't bother me at all, because I have inks, and I have stencils, and I have stamps, I have die cuts, I have so many things that I could do with a blank piece of paper. However, they want this to be simple. And again, think 11-year-old boys. Yeah, we're going to put all this away. So when I was asked if I would do this, I went, ooh, I get to buy paper. Because I don't have a lot of double-sided paper. But, I took one for the team. Just saying. I like this brand. I get it on Amazon. They have a lot of different colors and different styles. Okay, so it's by this company right here. It's called Designer Paper Pad. You get 36 sheets of 12 by 12 paper and 12 double-sided designs. Now, this particular brand, when they say it's a double-sided design, it is the same on both sides, and that's fine with me. Some others are different on both sides. That's also fine with me. I don't know. Sometimes I like the idea of it being the same on both sides because I don't have to make up my mind which side I want to use if I'm going to glue something down. But so I got these 2 because, 2 is better than just 1. And just to give myself an idea of what I would do. This also, let me turn it over. The other thing I like about it is I like the weight. So I'm not sure what GSM means. I think the G may have something to do with grams. Back when I was in elementary school, they said that the U.S. was going to go totally to metric by the time we were adults. I'm 65 years old. We are not metric yet. I don't understand grams. Anyway, this 180 GSM is a really good quality paper. Oh, that's the very end. That's the back. So this paper, it is quite a bit thicker than this paper. And it's not quite as heavy as like a heavy cardstock, which heavy cardstocks come with their own issues. This would be something that I would suggest purchasing, but certainly for the project that they want to do, I would be purchasing double, here, we'll make sure that you can all read it, double-sided designs. Okay, so this is the guillotine cutter that I have. It's very much like the guillotine cutter that is in the library at our church. So mine is plastic, it's not wood, and I'm telling you right now, when this finally does wear out, my next one's going to be wood. So the first cut is going to be 6 inches. And probably, the most concerning thing that I have about this is that you want to make sure that somebody who knows how to cut a straight line is working the guillotine. So this is now, well, this is almost 6 inches. So this is essentially 6 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to call this one my cover. And since we're thinking kids doing this, I'm going to do it one more time the way I would do it, because I'm doing this for my YouTube channel as well as for my church. So I would get out my scoring board. I would get out my favorite scoring tool, and I would go right at 3 inches and score it, and then fold it. And then, y'all know what's coming next, right? My bone folder. Now, these are both folded really nicely. The creases are very similar. Well, the one's a little fatter than the other. For this project, I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter. Now, I was told what they want is for the paper, well, each page will have like a quote on it. So my assumption is that they are going to put it on their computer, laptop, whatever, and print up the quotes. And I would say, so this is 3 by 4. I would say, so 4 is the length and 3 is the width. So I would say 2 by 3, which would give a 1/2 inch all the way around. So, and I was told around 10 quotes. Now it does this. This is normal. The more you stuff in there, the more you're going to have the pages do that. You can take a scissor and cut it, or you can just not worry about it. I choose not to worry about it. I think it just depends on how picky you are. I don't know. So I don't know whether they were saying like stuff 8 of these pages in there, or if they were meaning 8 pages like 1, 2, let's pretend like this is all stitched in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you've got your little book with a quote on the top. We love you, Mom. And then quotes for inside. So this is going to be the first book I'm going to make. And I'm even going to show you the stitching right now. So I have an awl, which I think is brilliant. Oh, first step though, oh my gosh. I swear this is the most important step. I have been lazy in my crafting, and I have, bypassed this essential step. And I have been so sorry I did that, because I have been unhappy with the results. So I'm going to show you a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And we're going to stitch it 2 different ways, because I'm going to make a second prototype. So I eyeball it. You could get a ruler. So that's 4 inches, 2 inches in the middle. And I'm going to take it so that it's a 1/2 inch over here from the top and a 1/2 inch over here from the top. Okay? I didn't get that in the crease. So I'll do the first one with an awl. And I don't know whether you want to invest in an awl or not. They aren't really that expensive. I got mine on Amazon. However, so that was with an awl. Now I've got this vial full of needles. This needle is probably the fattest that I have. So I'm going to go like this and like this right in the crease. So the needle works, to be honest, just about as good as an awl. So I'm going to get a thinner needle to do my stitching. Okay, so now I get my thread, and I generally do, oh, I don't know what I normally do. I'm going to 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cut it here. I'm sure that is very generous, and I have found when working with kids, very generous is a good thing. I usually actually keep it on the spool, but that's not going to work for this project. I got that tip from Natasha from Treasure Books. She's way better about preserving her twine or thread. This, I got it on Amazon. It is waxed thread. Okay, so we're going to do this one first. So this is called a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It is your basic pamphlet stitch. So you go through the middle. You go over on the other side and you come in from the top. You can do it on the bottom. It's really not that big of a deal. You go all the way over to the bottom. And you come back to the middle. Now, one of the reasons why we do the binding clips is because this paper moves around. It's slick, it moves around. And next thing you know, it's not all together. It's not nice and tight. Yeah, I've had a sloppy book before, and I've been very sorry. See, so 3 times is more than generous. Maybe 2.5 would be better. One thing you got to remember, this is probably the only really important thing, is that one thread has to be on this side of this thread here, and the other one has to be on the other one, because you want it to be tight, and you want it to straddle it so that when you tie it down, it's all nice and tight in there. Okay, so 2 is probably good. I always do an extra one just because, and sometimes that leaves a nice little knot in the middle like this one did. But okay. So here is the first of the prototypes. And again, you have, if you're going to like print it up and then paste it on, if you do a 2 by 3, it will leave a 1/2 inch of design all the way around with a little book. But this was my first one. I'm going to do another one. So here is my other idea. So I'm going to fold in half. I guess I will speed this part up. So one of the things that I personally like is variety. I mean, again, this is personal preference. I think I like this one as my cover, just to be different. So like each page is a little different. But, okay, here was my thought. What if Mom has a favorite scripture? So what if her scripture is not on there? What are we going to do? Well, we can add another piece of paper that is plain that Mom can use. This is called drawing paper. I will pull it out. I use this a lot. It's more substantial than copy paper. I get it at Walmart, and this is what it is, and it's very reasonable. I like this paper. I like it better than using copy paper. There's a little more oomph to it, and when you write on it, it doesn't bleed through to the other side. So what if one of the pages was plain, so that she's got all these wonderful quotes, and then this paper that she can write whatever she wants on. What if Mom needs lines? So I ripped out one of this, just tore it right out, and I cut this to 6 by 4, cut it in half, and now Mom has some lined paper. But what if Mom's favorite scripture is a really long one? Well, then she could have that in the middle and be able to read it. Yeah, but I had another thought. So say Mom's favorite scripture is really, really, really long. Then she could write all the way out here. Yeah, that bothers me. I would probably cut it like that. I think I'm going to. Okay, so now Mom's got this little book. There's still all of these pages where the quotes from the church are going to be. And then there's a place for her to write. And then, ooh, look, another couple of quotes. And then another place for her to write. Well, I'm going to take this one out. And then another place for her to write. And on this side, she can really, really write a long scripture or saying or quote. Maybe it's a poem she really likes and wants to remember. So now we have even more. You know what? I am going to put this one back in. I'll put it right here. They can be assembled any way you want. I'm just going to go every other one just because, or, I'm thinking, sorry. See, this is what I do. I don't plan ahead. I do it all kind of as I go. Let's do this. So now, not only do they have, she has all of these. Oh, we were going to do this as the cover, weren't we? Sorry. This doesn't really matter. Okay. So, there can be a quote here, and a quote here, a quote here, and a quote here, and also here, and then whoo, over here, 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 here. Okay, so that's like 10. And then she's got some pages in the middle that she can use, just regular line paper. This one is called the drawing paper. Okay, just to remind everyone, that's drawing paper. And then she's got this real fun surprise right in the middle where she can write a really long poem or scripture or thought or whatever moms want to write. Like, I need butter and eggs and milk. Yeah, there's that too, right? So here we go. So now, once again, I'm going to get my clips out. And I like to clip it while it's kind of bent so that you know that these are all way in there. Because if some of them are out a little bit, and yes, I have done that, and I have cried. Oh, yes, I have definitely cried. So, here and here. And usually I live with it because by that point, there's just, yeah. So, this is probably the most difficult part of the whole thing. Now, if you have a much bigger book, you're going to want 4 clips. So, and again, I'm going to make life easy for myself. And I'm going to use my awl. But as you know, you can use the needle. I'm going to show you here. I hold it like this so I don't get stabbed. I'm not going to say that I've never gotten stabbed because, well, you know what? I have. But I do my best now to not get stabbed because that hurts. So we're going to stitch this just a little differently. Let's see. So we're going to go 1, 2, and a bit. And I've made a lot of journals. This stuff lasts a long time. So this time, instead of going through we're going to go through the middle like we did last time, but this time we're going to go through the middle here. All right, so we're going to go from the outside in. And this is just, again, preference. It just depends on what y'all think would be the most fun for Mom. And you're going to, so now we've got this one coming out here. Got this here, we're going to skip over and go in here. And now we're going to go through the middle hole again. And we want one on one side and the other on the other side of this. So it straddles it. Now I'm going to make a knot. I definitely got way too much string this time, and this time I'm going to make a bow. Because I knew I needed a bow. Okay. And I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do like, this is a Mom's book. Moms know all about doubling the bow, right? So it doesn't come apart. And now, depending on how long you want your string to be, your bow can be smaller than this. So now we've got this little book. So quotes, 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 quotes. Then I did lined paper. I did drawing paper. You could do copy paper. But I did include this so that the council that's going to be looking at my prototype can feel this paper because it's cool. And then, oh, look at this. Extra room for more writing. Isn't that fun? Yeah, go all the way across even. And even this way. You could write in really big if you wanted to. You know, and then more quotes. And then, beautiful book for Mom. And since this is my YouTube channel, as well as my instructional video, well, let's put some white behind there so you can really see it, because black on black just is sort of silly looking, right? I would have made the bow smaller. Yeah. But it does, it's kind of pretty like that. Anyway, if you like this, please give it a big thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.